Take off my mask for this part. Too challenging. Okay. So, if you had been asked to recap 20 years of Ken Bailey, you'd know how I'm feeling right now, right? That's pretty challenging. How do you encompass all of that? How do you capture all of that? But I'll start by saying that my fourth child, our fourth child, Forrest, was born during the search for Ken. And this was about a 1.5-year process. Quite laborious. Tom Fletcher and Christine Miklish were the co-chairs of this committee, let's call it, and we met many hours. But the main thing I remember is that I want to tell you how Forrest came to be an honorary member of the search committee. Picture this. It's 7 p.m. My husband is there with 3 small children, and he has this look on his face like, God, you are not leaving me here with them. Take the baby. So that's how Forrest, who is now 21, became an honorary search committee member. Now, back to my story, kind of a mental slideshow, which I think some of you who've been here over these 20 years with me will remember. I kind of looked back and I thought, all right, let's think of some of the things that come to your mind when you think of the 20 years that we've been enjoying together with Ken. So I think of re-covenanting Sundays, visits to the church nursery, Sunday school classes, which I sometimes had to teach, if you can believe that, worship services where I had, one kid in a headlock, trying to keep them in the pew, and those of you who have kids, you know where I'm coming from. Not to say the sermons were ever too long, Ken. Then the stampede to cookie hour, which they called it, right? The alternative giving markets, the star pageants, Christmas caroling with instruments in the parlor, Christmas Eve children's choirs. They were a thing. Some of you hated them, but there they were. Joy to the World on the vibraphone on Christmas Eve. Children's confirmation classes, youth group fundraisers, remember those? Mission trips, and picnics in June. So as I go over in my mind all these memories, Ken is a big part of them. And our own family, as you can tell, has benefited in countless ways from Ken's 20 years of faithful service. I'll tell you one story. We all have heard about and are personally experienced Ken's real humanity and caring. My mother-in-law had dementia. She was living in a nursing home in Belmont. Ken made a special trip to meet her, even though she really couldn't even talk at that point. He was very kind. And a few months later, when the end came, Ken came back. He sat with us, one of us on FaceTime, the rest in the room. We shared memories. He offered some prayers. And that was very meaningful to our family. Now multiply that, if you can imagine the stories I've been hearing over these last months of preparation, multiply that by all the individuals who have said to me and shared those same type of moments, which many of you I think personally have experienced, and that gives you a sense of how Ken has been a part of our lives. He's also responded, as we know, and I've personally experienced, to members and friends of members, people he'd never met, he'll maybe never see again, but in those real important moments, he was there, and that I really deeply appreciate. Any of you who have watched Ken at a baptism, or in a hospital room, or at a memorial service, know what I'm talking about. I think he experienced it really as a sacred privilege to serve others during these life moments. So speaking of being all things to all people, Ken is a jack of all trades. He can take apart a piece of furniture in the morning, produce the church bulletin single-handedly at lunchtime, and paint a wall in his office by the afternoon. He is ready for anything. In fact, I was there the other day in his office. His closet is kind of a treasure chest. You never know what you're going to find in Ken's closet. And as he's kind of fumbling around looking for some such thing, a pile of palm fronds starts to fall on his head. He he is saving them for next Ash Wednesday. So that's Ken, has everything, knows everything, and speaking of wearing a lot of hats, Ken is also used to doing everything and being in charge. So I have to tell you, in the last couple of weeks, he started to get a little bit nervous about today. He would ask me, hey, is there anything I need to do? Or kind of hint, is there anything I need to prepare? And then Wendy would say to me a couple days later, Ken's asking me, what do I need to do? Is there anything I need? You got it, right? So I finally decided I needed to reassure Ken. I said, Ken, no need to wear your Santa hat or your bunny ears. Just dress nicely as you normally do and show up. We'll take care of the rest. Speaking of animals, for Ken, every day is bring your dog to work day. So he kind of times his day by Leo's internal clock. Essentially, this church is run by Leo's digestive system. Again, on the animal theme, I want to share something that happened this Christmas. My husband, who is a master of Christmas lights, come by every year, see them. He added Rudolph this year. We had come and put some lights along the railing here, and this year, unbeknownst to me, Jeff decided to add Rudolph. Great. So Ken seemed to be very taken with Rudolph, and he sent us a concerned email, which I will now read to you. Here goes. When Leo, remember Leo the dog, when Leo and I left the building, Leo was very, very taken with the reindeer. I should have gotten a photo. But I'm concerned. Rudolph is all alone. Clearly, his red nose is a bonus, but it appears that others will not let him join in their reindeer games. Is this a Jesus figure? The one who brings light to the darkness and yet must walk a lonesome valley? He is facing the street, the place of mission. Still, I worry about the absence of peers and community. Also, perhaps I am missing some of the layers of meaning. This is deep. Well, now I have a sermon for Sunday. So I promised you I would circle back at the end of my remarks to my role as moderator. And I just have to say, and you've probably heard this before, Ken likes to say that when he asked me to take on the moderator role 3 years ago, and Joy, you know what I'm talking about, thank you, Joy. Ken said, it's gonna be easy. Nothing big on the horizon. Little did I know, right, guys? We had to redo the whole website. Then came COVID, Zoom worship, countless meetings of the reentry team to try to figure out what we were supposed to be doing. Then a decision to try to document different processes at the church, talking about housing, on and on. But honestly, it has been a huge privilege to work with Ken. And I'm looking forward to many more arguments about how many spaces go after a punctuation mark. And since I'm not only the moderator, but I'm an editor, and as I like to say to Ken, hey Ken, you can't fire me. I will tell you, it's one. It's one. It's one after a period. It's one after a colon, semicolon, you name it. You choose your punctuation mark. It's one. So thank you, Ken. So now we have a very short video, and I think then we'll just do a couple of acknowledgements, and that will be it.